come on in because we are back. We are back for Love is Blind, the UK version. I'm on episode 8, y'all. I am on episode number 8. Don't spoil it for me. I ain't on 9 yet, but I'm almost there. I'm still on vacation in Atlanta. Well, I'm not on vacation. I'm moving folks into the dorms. So I'm here in Atlanta, but I had to come back and do episode 8 real quick before we get out of here and go to dinner. But I want to recap the episode because it's good. I didn't want to miss an episode of Love is Blind. I couldn't wait to talk to y'all about it. So it picks up, y'all. We are 14 days until the wedding day. And all of the couples are spending quality time together. We got BENAIAH, we got Nicole. BENAIAH is talking about how much fun he is having living together with Nicole. I mean, he's one happy camper. He is one happy camper until he gets clowned by Sam. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how he gets clowned by Sam. Y'all, something else I need to talk to you about is about this Ollie Demi thing. I don't know, y'all. I'm wondering, was I wrong about Ollie? Was I wrong about Ollie? I believe the whole ADHD revelation thing was a game changer. I do. It started to explain a lot about Ollie. But I still got my doubts, y'all. And I'm going to tell you what my doubts are as we go along through this video. And y'all can maybe help me through it. I know some of y'all are believers in Demi and Ollie. And I'm not as bad as I used to be, but I'm not all the way quite there. And maybe y'all can get me over the hump. Like I said, I love love, so I hope it's real. I really do hope it's real. But right now, I'm still feeling like Ollie's a salesman, y'all. I'm still feeling like he's a salesman, so I don't know what to say. But anyway, they start off with BENAIAH and they start off with Nicole talking about how much fun they're having living together. You know, Nicole starts telling BENAIAH she wants to go and give this ring back to BENAIAH. Once again, we got a woman who wants to double on back to an ex. We saw this with Freddie and we saw it with Kat. I'm not going to mess up her name and call her I'm not going to mess up her name and call her Christine. I know her name is Catherine. I'm going to just call her Kat because I've been messing up her name the last couple of videos. But first we had Kat who wanted to double back to Ollie to so-called clear her name, clear the air, get closure, even though Freddie didn't want her to do it. And now we have Nicole who wants to double on back to Sam so she can get her closure and give this ring and this bracelet back. Y'all ain't got no FedEx. Y'all ain't got no UPS. Y'all ain't got no post office to mail that stuff back. That's what I would have said. It's really interesting how these people will talk about they want to get married, but when their spouse says that something makes them uncomfortable, these people still making single life decisions saying, well, I know it makes you uncomfortable, but it's still what I want to do. Girl, are you here for the past or are you here for the future? But anyway, BENAIAH's talking about, I just don't want you to get hurt, Nicole, because basically what he's saying is you were taken for a fool before, you were gullible, and I really don't want a Sam to have a chance to do that to you again and like sort of hoodwink you. That's what he said. I don't want you to get hoodwinked again. Well, BENAIAH, I think BENAIAH's going to learn out pretty soon that he might be the one getting hoodwinked by Nicole because Nicole's been keeping some secrets. Nicole has been keeping some secrets, and we're going to talk about that going forward. Yes, we are. But in the meantime, they also started showing us about Tom and Maria. And, Tom's reminiscing about how he had a good time with the family and he enjoyed meeting Maria's family, even though we know they ain't going to get married. They are not going to get married. But what I found interesting about Tom was him saying that his mama ain't going to come to the wedding. Why not? Why not? Even if you're a mother and you may not like what your son is doing in terms of this experiment, do you just decide you're not coming to the wedding? I don't know. Whenever I see this on these reality shows where so-called the parents refuse to come, I always wonder if the people are just putting on the parents or what's going on. And why don't they want to come? They're not even going to come to support their child? Really? You that upset that they did this experiment, but they tell you they fell in love, they're going to get married, and then you still say you don't want to come? I don't know. I always feel like there's another story going on in the background because I just don't know. I don't know. It just feels odd to me, y'all. It just feels so odd, They flip over to Kat and Freddie, check in on them, see how they're doing. Freddie over here trying to pump Kat up because, as we know, she got low self-esteem. We've been talking about her all episodes, how she's a saboteur, she's a hater. And he tried to pump her up and let her know, girl, you look good. You look good. You're very, very pretty. Then we see a little snapshot of Demi over here dealing with Ollie with the sock in the toilet. Like I said, y'all, this diagnosis, this reveal of his diagnosis of ADHD is telling us a lot, a lot. And I can see how this might have created these sort of types of relationships with Ollie, and why he doesn't have the eye contact, why he's really awkward in situations, why when he was in that group setting with Jasmine, and Jasmine was like, spit it out, spit it out, spit it out. He really probably could have been a lot discombobulated. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get so much more now about that. But I'm still worried. I'm still worried. I know Demi got on here and said no sex before marriage. Now I'm wondering, are they not having sex because somehow this is agreed upon? Has Ollie convinced Demi that now this is about a purity thing as opposed to I'm not attracted to her? What's going on? What's going on? I mean, I can admit that they are much more PDA. Their body language is so much better. That part I was appreciating. They're definitely more touchy-feely to each other. I can definitely see that there is an emotional bond. I said that before. But I'm still just so worried about whether or not Ollie is still selling me a bag of coal. I know he's a salesman by trade. Isn't he a software sales? I know he's good with conversation. He's got a slick tongue. And I'm just wondering, I'm just saying to myself, what are you doing, Ollie? What are you doing? So I'm on the fence, y'all. I want to root for them. I really do. So I really hope that Ollie is just not out here acting and not only taking us for a ride, but taking Demi for a ride. You know what I mean? One of the interesting stories, y'all, that they was telling on this episode was about what happened between Maria and Tom. Now, we've been seeing this Maria and Tom, and we already know they're not a good match. Is there anybody out here that still thinks Maria and Tom are a good match? I don't think there's anyone left here. Hopefully not. I don't know. But if you did not believe it before, this story that Tom said that when they went out to dinner, and he said, we went out to dinner, and the first dinner, I paid for the entire bill. Then the next day, they went out for breakfast. The following day, they went out for breakfast. And Maria said, that's okay, I'll pay for breakfast. And Tom was like, okay, yeah, sure, go ahead, thank you. And it was a setup. Maria was testing him, and he took the bait. He took the bait and allowed Maria to pay for breakfast, and Maria was mad. Maria's mad. She was pissed. And she said, oh my gosh, if my mother ever saw me paying for a meal for a man, one is my mother would be so upset, and she said she was embarrassed. But this goes back to when I tell you, what the hell were they talking about in the pods? Because Maria has this whole idea of marriage, which is fine, okay? But when was this vision of Maria's conveyed to Tom? Because had she conveyed this earlier in the pods, they shouldn't have even been here. They shouldn't have been here. You know, she tried to say she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and then she retreated from that because she just wanted to be chosen. Now here we are again. I already knew that Tom was not a giver. He said it to her. He told it to her. But yet she said that, oh, this is okay. Well, now here she is mad because he wants to go 50-50 on the meals. He wants to go 50-50 on the meals. And now Maria is really upset. Girl, if you're going 50-50 on the meals, ain't no way he's going to pay for you to be a stay-at-home mom. No way. So Tom is already backtracking. He's already telling people, you know, it really wasn't enough time to get to know people. You know, he said, ain't no guarantee we going to get married. Maria said it last time. We already know they're not going to get married. They're not going to get married. I don't see it. And if they do get married, what a disaster. They really shouldn't be doing it. They really shouldn't be doing it. But by this time in the show, the whole squad, I guess the whole pop-up squad, people, whatever, are starting to arrive. And we get all the people coming in, people that they haven't seen, people who they talked to before when they were in the pods. but now they're getting to see them in person. And Kat is over there still complaining about Fine Freddie. Kat is still complaining about Fine Freddie. She gonna find something to complain about. She is absolutely gonna find something to complain about. Now she's talking about he don't hug her enough. He doesn't hug her enough. And then when she goes over to hug him, and then he says something silly. This girl can never be pleased. She's never happy. She's never happy. Like we said, she gonna try to knock Fine Freddie down a peg 1, 2, 3, 4 times, as many as he can. Now she's trying to actually talk about Freddie's manhood. It says, I just want a man who's gonna grab me. Girl, you don't hardly want him to touch you. Last time he touched you on your back, you told him don't touch you like that because you ain't no pet. Now all of a sudden you want him to grab you, grab you, grab you. So yeah, Kat's continually complaining, talking about how she wants Freddie to pick her up like a real man. She doing all this complaining. She always got something negative to say. She over here making jokes, talking about, well, maybe if I was a protein bar, maybe he would want me. Now who's got the joke? She over here complaining about Freddie. Freddie always making jokes. But it's, she got a double standard. Stuff is good for her to do. She can flirt. She can try to make Freddie jealous. She can put Freddie down. But when it's flipped back on her, she can't take it. I mean, she's a classic case of a narcissist. She's really starting to be a classic case of a narcissist. I know that she has this trauma with being, adopted and all this other kind of stuff. But this is well beyond this. This is well beyond this. So Kat goes on talking about she has, they have different love languages. Well, then why don't you learn his love language? She's real good on talking about what her love language is. And she's not, she's talking about, well, I'm not quite confident in myself and I have insecurities. Then why are you so busy trying to knock him down a peg or two? You think you'd understand. You think you'd understand that if you felt a certain kind of way, why would you want to make someone else feel the same kind of way? But, right around this time, they're starting to look at BENAIAH. BENAIAH's like, I really don't want to see Sam roll up in here. I really don't want to have nothing to do with him. I really don't want to give him the time of day. BENAIAH's talking real tough to be a man living out in a log cabin. He's talking real tough about when this moment comes, which we know it's going to come, when he's got to see Sam and then what he's going to do. Because he's talking about he got to defend his woman's honor. He's going to defend his woman's honor. And I don't know who this other black man was that showed up at the party. I guess he was in the pause, but he's over there talking to, Ollie talking about, are you sure? Are you sure, Demi's the girl? Are you sure that if no other woman walked in here, you wouldn't have no eyes for no other woman? And Ollie said, no, absolutely not. I'm more than looks anymore. I'm no longer about the physical, and the connection that I have made with Demi means more than me than anything else. Okay, Ollie, bring it on, Ollie. I love to hear it because this is totally different from what Ollie was saying before. And maybe what it took for Ollie to get here, y'all, was for him to expose his secret of having ADHD and to see that even with that, Demi still loved him. I do believe, like I said before, that this might be the first time that Ollie has ever been honest with a woman and then that woman not leave Ollie. The question is, if Ollie and Demi do make it all the way to the end, even if they don't get married, will it be Demi who says no, or will it be Ollie who says no too? Or may it be Demi? Maybe Ollie ends up being the one to say yes and Demi says no. I don't know, because let me tell you, this season has got me a little twisted on these two. I was so sure about where Ollie was coming from before. Now I'm not so sure, y'all. Now I'm not so sure, but a part of me, like I told you, he still feels like a salesman to me. He really does feel like a salesman to me, but that could be part of his ADHD. Maybe that's what I'm picking up on, because I'm picking up on things that don't feel genuine, but maybe that sort of genuineness I'm picking up on really isn't that he's not genuine. It's just part of his ADHD. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, y'all. I'm really trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I don't know. Like I said, y'all going to have to come down in the comments and help me out on this one. But it was so interesting when Tosh came in the room and saw Tom and they saw each other. Now, remember what I said about Tosh when they were in the pods. I felt like Tom and Tosh were two peas in a pod. I actually thought that they were a better match because they were a lot like each other. The reason why I felt Tom didn't go with Tosh was because at that moment, it was Maria who was promising Tom everything. Maria was the one pouring into Tom, giving him all the compliments, telling him what she's going to do. When in the end, Maria had that wasn't even her vision for her life. She wasn't going to even be the one trying to pour into Tom like that. You see what I'm saying? So in a lot of ways, I feel like Maria kind of roped Tom in and overpromised a lot of stuff and then is not delivering. Where Tosh, because she's more to the point, more frank, and like Tom said, she's more geeky. She was straight up front. She was like delivering it with no sugar on it, but it was the realness of Tosh. And now here Tosh arrives now, and now they're going to have a couple of words. And I think Tom was saying something like he didn't imagine that she would be this glamorous. But Tom his eyes are already wandering somewhere else because I really don't see him going all the way with Maria. I really don't see it. But when Ollie saw that girl, that woman, Charlotte, he was like, okay, I can't lie. She looked good. She looks good. He said she is bad. She is sublime. He had all these descriptions for her. Everybody thought she looked good. And this was my question. Who did Charlotte talk to in the pods whereby the men did not like what they heard from Charlotte? Yet when Charlotte showed up in the physical, a lot of men thought she was very good looking. This tells you right here when they talk about is love blind, love ain't blind. Because I bet Charlotte gets mad men in public because she does look good. But when she didn't have the advantage of her looks in the pods, guess what? No one seemed to really latch on with her. I really wonder what her conversation was like because I don't ever remember them even showing any of her dates in the pods, which is so weird. I really would have really wanted to see what her conversation was like. Like, why didn't any of these men choose Charlotte to build up a stronger bond with? Because even when Fine Freddie saw Charlotte, he even had to give her props and say, oh, she's attractive. She's attractive. And of course, a Cat was mad. Cat was mad that Fine Freddie called Charlotte attractive. But guess what? She was mad when all along, when Sam walks through the door, she can't stop talking about, oh, he looks exactly like my ex. He looks exactly like my ex. She must have said it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And then Freddie says one little comment that Charlotte is attractive. And now all of a sudden, you got Cat over here upset talking about, well, that's good. You didn't have to tell me that. Girl, get out of here. Get out of here. All that flirting Cat was doing with Sam tells you, once again, she was doing it to make Freddie jealous. She is so doggone obvious. It's not even hidden anymore of what she's doing. She's so immature. She's so insecure. Ugh, I can't stand her, y'all. I really, really, really do not like her. She going on talking about, oh, Sam is a spitting image of my ex. Well, I guess you go out with ugly people. Because Sam ain't that good looking to me. I don't know about y'all, but Sam is not that good looking to me. So I would have been, if I was Freddie, I was like, oh, I guess I am the best looking guy you ever went out with. Because Sam is trash. He don't look good, and his personality ain't good. Nothing about him is good. Freddie's a nice guy. He's a way nicer person than me, because by now I would have been putting Cat 2 feet under the ground with my words. I would have put, as much as she been putting this man down, I would have definitely had some comebacks. But let me tell you, one of the biggest highlights of this episode that I want to talk about is what happened with Sam, Nicole, and BENAIAH. First of all, when Nicole and Sam go for their little one-on-one conversation, Sam was like, I'm about to put her on blast. Sam was like, you're not going to come up in here and make my name, sully my name in front of all these people. I'm going to get to tell my story, Nicole. You know what? I am not a big fan of Sam, but I'm a fan of his in this moment because that's exactly what Nicole wanted to do. Nicole wants to tell different stories. I already told y'all she's a poor decision maker. And I remember when I heard that clip when Sam said that Nicole was trying to sleep with him when she came to his house. And at the time I said, I don't know if I believe it because Sam could be a liar, but I also kind of believed it because I know who Nicole is. She's all about the physical. But then when he said it in front of her face and she didn't deny it, I said, there it is right there. There it is right there. It's the truth. So you mean to tell me, Nicole, now we know why Nicole all of a sudden, that following day, all of a sudden had this big change of heart with Sam. All of a sudden, she had this big change of heart with Sam. It's because he didn't want to sleep with her either. Oh, yeah. And we know Nicole is not going to be with no man who doesn't want her a whole lot and who's coming after her, because Nicole is about the physical. This girl sat up here and told this whole story about how I haven't been intimate with a lot of men, but you were willing to jump the bones of Sam within hours of meeting him in person. Hours, y'all. They didn't even make it to Corfu, Greece, and Nicole was already trying to get in the bed with Sam. What's the saying? A lady in the streets, a freak in the sheets. That must be Nicole, because I could not believe it. And Messy Bobby was like, the fireworks are starting to begin. Bobby and Jasmine are messy together. They are messy together. But Sam said, you know what we had was real. Nicole over there said, yes, what we had was real. I really did care for you. Yeah, I have fallen in love with you. But she was like, you wasn't giving me what I wanted. And he was like, yeah, what do you mean? Because I wouldn't sleep with you. That's what you wanted? Yes, that's what she wanted. She wanted sex. It's the same thing she's been trying to do with BENAIAH, getting BENAIAH in bed. Now we got BENAIAH over here trying to defend Nicole's honor. Nicole been lying to BENAIAH all this time, y'all. Sam is over here trying to defend her honor. Then when Nicole comes back after talking to Sam, Sam puts her on blast. Sam tells all her business. She runs back over to BENAIAH, hugging him, talking about, I'm so glad to be here with you. And what does BENAIAH say to Sam? He's turned off. I had said this before. Ladies, be careful about your breakup stories, because although you may be telling a story that makes the man look horrible, it also makes you look bad when you're so gullible. And what Sam was telling Nicole was that you look foolish, and it really is a turn off for you to be so gullible and talk about how great this man is, how nice he is, how you had a connection after he's done what he's done and said what he said. He was looking at Nicole sideways. Good for you, BENAIAH, because I'm looking at Nicole sideways since episode 1 or 2, myself personally. But yeah, Nicole has been less than truthful with BENAIAH. And now he got his head hang low and he's sliding down the wall, because all of a sudden now we got Sam over here spilling the beans, telling him the truth, said, first of all, your lady wanted me. Your lady was trying to sleep with me. So I don't know why you all up here in my face like this, BENAIAH, trying to defend her honor. You need to go on over there and get the truth before you start jumping down my throat. This was the moment, actually, y'all. I may not like Sam, but I was telling Sam, yes, tell BENAIAH, because BENAIAH, like I said, if there's going to be a victim around here, the victim's going to be BENAIAH. I said it before. I said it even when Nicole was dealing with Sam, that no longer could I call Nicole 100% the victim, because I think Sam was doing some dirty stuff and Nicole was absolutely doing some dirty stuff. I'm not going to lie. And now we got Nicole over here. That's great, Nicole. I'm glad you were able to get back your ring and your bracelet. But in the meantime, you got exposed. You got exposed, and now your soon-to-be husband is looking at you sideways. Let me tell you, BENAIAH got so many get-out-of-jail-free cards with Nicole. First of all, you said yes to a whole nother man. That's his first get-out-of-jail-free card. Now he finds out that you was actually trying to sleep with the man you said you really didn't want to be with. That's his second get-out-of-jail-free card. BENAIAH got so much held over Nicole's head, she going to be paying the rent for a good 5 years. She going to be paying that whole rent for whatever apartment they in for a good 5 years, because BENAIAH's like, I don't have to pay for nothing, because the fact that I'm with you is enough. I've done you a favor by being with you, because you have been lying to me. You have been misrepresenting yourself. You have been doing a a lot. There was a lot going on, y'all, at this little mixer, whatever you want to call it. And BENAIAH is like, I'm really not attracted to women who can get the wool pulled over their eyes and don't see it. I'm telling you, ladies, stop telling stories when you got the wool pulled over your eyes so that you can seem like the victim. Because, yeah, you may seem like the victim, but in the meantime, that man is looking at you like, do I really want this woman to be the mother of my children when she don't have no gift of discernment? She don't have no discernment whatsoever. How's she going to teach our daughters how to look out for these scumbags when here she is, 30-some years old, and she can't look out for them? Don't tell the stories, ladies. Don't tell the stories. Resist the opportunity to look good, because you might be trying to look good, but then you make yourself look bad, and that's Nicole. She has made herself look bad. But I'm glad that Fine Freddie is really starting to look at Kat and really starting to see. He's talking about she's kind of bougie. She ain't bougie. Kat ain't got no money. In fact, didn't he just say Kat got to get a job? What does Kat do? I think she says she's some kind of nurse or something. But then I remember Fine Freddie saying she got to get a job. Kat is one big liar. I don't believe nothing she say. Nothing whatsoever. But that conversation that Tom and Tosh had, and Tosh was laying it out. She was talking about, I love you. We really had a connection, all that. You know, that's candy to Tom's ears because that's the type of stuff Tom loves to hear. He loves to hear how much you like him, how much you love him, how great he is, how wonderful he is. He loves that kind. That's why he was with Maria in the first place. See, last time, Tosh wasn't doing enough of that. She wasn't doing enough. That's how she lost out to Maria. But she done come here with guns blazing and brrr. She like, I know what I got to say now to win this man back. And if I see a little bit of opening, I'm going to shoot my shot. And Tosh is over here shooting her shot, pumping up Tom. And Tom is right for the picking because we already know he ain't really feeling Maria like that. Maria, at first, she's trying to look all calm, cool, and collected, like, I ain't bothered, I'm unbothered. But after a while, they over there talking a little bit too long for Maria's taste. And Maria walks her little self on over there and says, we need to sit down because my feet are hurting. That was smooth, Maria. I ain't gonna lie. Maria, that was real smooth the way you did that. You went over there and got your man. You got your man and said, this is it. This is what Demi should have been doing to Ollie back at that beach party. Ladies, you better know how to go get your man when another woman trying to run up on him. Woo! When women try to run up on him and shoot they shot like Tosh was, because Tosh was coming strong. She was bringing it. Tom tried to tell Maria afterwards, you know, what it was about and everything. And she wasn't happy. She's like, I can't believe some woman up here talking about she loved my man. She like, that's foul. That is so foul. It is, Maria. It's very, very foul. But girl, don't worry about it because you don't want him anyway. You don't want him anyway. This ain't going nowhere. This is not going anywhere. And then when BENAIAH finally confronts Nicole on the lie she done told, what is Nicole says, well, I really don't want to worry about that. All of a sudden, girl, you want to let it go. You should have let it go when BENAIAH was telling you, you don't need to give back the ring, you don't need to give back the bracelet, you can send it via UPS or FedEx, but you still want to drag your butt over there to get your closure. But now that BENAIAH needs some closure, because BENAIAH got clowned. BENAIAH got clowned by Sam, and now he needs closure. Now all of a sudden Nicole says, I don't want to talk about that. Let bygones be bygones. That's in the past. Girl, now you want to close the conversation. You want to close the conversation now because now you done seen this conversation flip. It ain't for your better. Nicole, she a trip. She a real trip. I'm going to tell you, she is a trip. But let me tell you about this Meet the Families. Everybody, there was more Meet the Families. We saw Sabrina meet the family with Steven. What y'all think about that meeting? Sabrina, girl. Sabrina's selfish. I don't know what type of marriage Sabrina is trying to, build with Steven. You know, she don't really sound like she's trying to build a life with Steven. To me, it feels like Sabrina just wants like a steady boyfriend, right? Because she's not really ready to commit to a whole relationship and what that may bring. It seems like she just kind of want a part-time boyfriend, like someone she can say, I got a boyfriend or I got a husband, but not the full commitment of it. I don't know how she envisions it. You know, Sabrina was the one in the pods talking about family and friends were most important. She wanted a person where family and friends were the most important. And then she was talking about how, but she didn't want to build her own family. So I was like, well, most people, you know, you talking about, I want a person where family is most important. A lot of those people also want to build a family, Sabrina. So they don't just want the family that they were born into, which is great. They also want to build another family. So I'm not saying everybody wants children, but that is a part of some people. But Sabrina says, no, I don't want to build a family. I don't want children. Okay, got it, Sabrina. Then she says, well, I live in Belfast, Stephen, and you live in London. And I'm not leaving Belfast because I'm not leaving my family and my friends. Well, then how would you be together? That would mean he'd have to leave his family and friends. And if he's really tied to his family and friends, what makes you think he'd want to leave his family and friends? Sabrina, actually what you need is you need a person who's not family oriented. She keeps saying she wants a person who's family oriented. Actually, Sabrina, what you need is you need a person who's not family oriented. Then they won't care about their family and friends. Then they can go off with you and join your family and your friends. And then y'all don't have to have no children together. You know, Sabrina keeps acting like she wants a man who's like her, but yet she's not willing to give up any of her stuff. She wants the man to give up everything. I don't even know why Sabrina wants to be married. I really don't know. And there's another bad breakup story. Sabrina over here telling Steven about all the douchebags she's dated, and she's dated all these horrible men. Why are you telling your new man how you are a bad judge of character? Okay, when your story is that you've always dated douchebags, you've always dated men who are horrible, and then you're telling this to your new man, he starts to say, well, God, I guess I can be a douchebag. I guess I don't really have to be that great because this is what you're used to. Why do women tell these types of stories? One is it makes you look bad. It looks like you don't know how to pick right people, right? Then it sets a low bar for the man you're with. It's not a great story. Stop telling the story. But she's going on and on about how she's with douchebags and she ain't never really had no nice guy. And she acts like this is supposed to be making Steven feel good. I don't think it is. I can see Sabrina and Steven being together for a little while because it sounds like they do have some fun together, but after a while they'll just drift apart. They'll just drift apart because they don't have enough things that keep them together. They don't even want to live in the same city. They don't even really like to do the same things. Tom is a gym owner, likes to work out. Sabrina don't even want to do no sit-ups. Steven is a gym owner, wants to do sit-ups, and Sabrina don't even want to do sit-ups. Steven wants kids. She don't want kids. Steven wants to live in London. She wants to live in Belfast. He don't want to live in Belfast. Good Lord. What do you two even have in common? It's like they're creating like this fantasy life in their head. It ain't going to be real. Whatever they do, even if they say yes, I do not see their relationship lasting because it is built on a flimsy foundation. Flimsy. It's just flimsy. But one Meet the Family that went really, really well was the Ollie and Demi Meet the Family. This is when I was really, y'all, starting to say, maybe I was wrong about Ollie. Maybe I was wrong. Because let me tell you something. I hope I was wrong about Ollie, because if I'm not wrong, that means Ollie went to this Meet the Family and gassed up that daddy in that bowling alley. That would be horrible. Because the way Ollie sold it to that daddy, that he was all in for Demi, he gonna take care of Demi's heart. Demi's the one he loves her to pieces, all this kind of stuff. If Ollie was not being honest, I'm gonna say he's gonna be one of the most horrible people I've ever met, because not only now was he lying to Demi, he sat there and lied in front of that daddy's face. That's when I started to say, now wait a minute, maybe I'm wrong about Ollie, because is he really gonna take this to this level, to the father? That's when I said, let me think. Maybe Ollie's being sincere. Maybe the ADHD was the major contributor of what I was seeing. Maybe that's what was, preventing him from really showing with his movement and his eyes and his body language and with his physical presence. Maybe that was a disconnect. And now that he feels safe and secure, he is loosening up. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I was wrong about Ollie, because if I was right, that would mean he's worse than I thought. That would mean that not only has he been lying to Demi and all of us, he's now willing to take this lie further and lie in that daddy's face. That daddy is crying over the fact that maybe his baby girl, Demi, has found love. And if these two do not get married, if Ollie stands up at that altar and says no to Demi, I'm going to crown Ollie one of maybe the biggest villains, because that's just ridiculous. If Ollie friend zones Demi and does not marry her, I'm going to say he's absolutely horrible, because he's taking this lie. That would mean he's taking this lie to a whole nother level. So at this point in time, I really don't want to believe he's that bad. So I'm going to now say that I was the wrong one. I'm going to say I had to have been wrong about Ollie, because I just do not want to believe that Ollie would be doing all this lying, all this salesmanship, and then do it to that daddy's face too. Ollie really did look like he blended in well with the family. Now, the part I'm concerned about is why didn't Demi, unless we're going to see it in the next episode, why didn't Demi get to meet Ollie's family? Like I said, I have that problem with Tom saying his mama's not going to come to the wedding, and I'm having a problem with Ollie not introducing Demi to his family, right? Unless I'm going to see it in episode 9, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with Ali not wanting to introduce Demi to his family. I really have a problem with that because that still then further points to this whole cover up. And Ali had this big old speech about how he's, one of has four sisters, and that helped Demi's father endear Ali to him and all this other kind of stuff. So, Demi used Ali used all these things to pull on the heartstrings of that family. And I'm saying, why hasn't Demi met his family? Because then that would help make me think he's more serious. He's more serious. But if I find out that all Ali's been doing is lying to us and lying to Demi, and then he sat up here and lied to this daddy's face, oh, Lord, y'all, I'm going to be fit to be tied. I am going to be fit to be tied. I really am. And the show wrapped up completely with some icing on the cake when Freddie said, I'm going to need a prenup. I'm going to need a prenup or something because you're not going to get my money, Catherine. I already know Cat. Freddie already done figured out Cat. He's figuring her out. I know he ain't going to say yes. He better not say yes. He better not say yes, but I don't think he is, y'all, because Fine Freddie is piecing it together. Those pretty blue eyes or whatever those alkali eyes Freddie got, they just sadness all over his face. He don't need to be with a woman like this. Kat needs to go get some therapy because she got some demons living up inside of her. I mean, not only is she miserable, she wants everyone else to be miserable to the fact that remember when they were in the pods, now you look back on what she was doing to Demi and you see it in a completely different light. Right? You just see what she was doing, trying to even do to Demi, make Demi feel insecure. Now she's sitting here doing the same thing to Freddie. It's just horrendous to watch. But I'm so happy that Fine Freddie narrowed in on her. And she run over here talking about, you know what? I want to be a better person. I'm not going to be so snappy. I'm not going to be so mean and rude and all this other kind of stuff. And Freddie sat there and ate his meal and he said, you know what? It takes a whole lot longer to change a personality or an attitude. It takes practice, and he ain't seen it yet. Freddie said, I have not seen it yet, and she was offended by that. And then she started going back into the victim, talking about how she was bullied, and that's why she's firing. She said, no, if you was bullied, then that should make you not a bully to other people. But because you were bullied and you know how it feels, now you're gonna sit over here and bully Freddie too? Ooh, goodness. It's because of my adoption. She doesn't take any responsibility for anything that happens, and she wants to blame Freddie for everything that she is. He told her, listen, it ain't that easy to change. And he ain't believing what she's saying, and now she's mad about it. And he says, I'm going to need some proof of change. To prove to me that you've changed, I'm going to need to hear you. I'm going to need to see you putting into practice. I'm just not going to go by your words. I'm going to look at your actions. I heard that, Freddie. Don't listen to what they say or watch what they do. But Freddie said, would you be offended if my assets went to my sister? And Kat was like, yeah, I'd be offended. He's like, oh, well, that might be too bad because you're not getting my stuff. You are not getting my stuff. She was like, well, Freddie, if you don't want to get married, just tell me so. Freddie, I'll do it for you. No, he don't want to marry you. I'll do it for you, Freddie. Go sit over there. We'll take care of this. We'll take care of it, Freddie, for you. Kat, look at me in my eyes and I'll tell you, no, he don't want to marry you, so you can get on. Get on, girl. Shoo, get on. Anyway, that's it, y'all. Let me know what you think down in the comments and I'll talk to you later. Bye.